Right now, as you're watching this video, you have a choice to make. You can dismiss the story as just another celebrity tale and go back to your regular life. Or you can let it change how you see people, how you treat others, and how you define success. Because here's what I want you to understand. Every interaction you have is a test of your character. Every person you meet is an opportunity to practice respect. Every mistake someone makes is a chance for you to show grace. The waiter who insulted Shaq thought he was protecting his restaurant, but he was actually protecting his own insecurities. He was afraid that if he let the wrong kind of people in, he would lose his job. What he didn't realize is that successful people aren't threatened by other success. They're inspired by it. They don't need to put others down to feel good about themselves. Shaq could have destroyed Marcus's career with one phone call. Instead, he chose to build Marcus's character with one conversation. That's the difference between power and true power. Power is the ability to hurt people. True power is the ability to heal people. Power is getting revenge when someone wrongs you. True power is giving grace when someone doesn't deserve it. Power is showing people your status. True power is showing people your character. 3 months after this incident, Marcus Williams sent Shaq a handwritten letter. In it, he wrote, "Mr. O'Neal, you could have ended my career that night. Instead, you changed my life. You taught me that respect isn't about what someone can do for you. It's about who you choose to be. You showed me that true success isn't about being served. It's about serving others. Thank you for seeing potential in me when I couldn't see it in myself." That letter is now framed in Shaq's office, not as a trophy, but as a reminder of why he does what he does. And here's the most powerful part of this story. This isn't just about Shaq and Marcus. This is about you. How many times have you judged someone based on their appearance? How many times have you treated someone differently because you thought they couldn't help you? How many times have you missed an opportunity to show grace because you were more focused on being right than being kind? The truth is, we all have moments when we act like Marcus. We all have moments when we let our assumptions override our values. But the truly successful people in this world, they have more moments when they act like Shaq. They choose grace over revenge. They choose growth over punishment. They choose to lift others up instead of putting them down. Here's what I want you to do right now. Think about the last time someone disrespected you. How did you respond? Did you seek revenge or did you show grace? Think about the last time you judged someone based on their appearance. What story did you tell yourself about why that was okay? Think about the last time you had the opportunity to lift someone up. Did you take it or did you let it pass? Because here's the truth that most people can't handle. Your success isn't measured by how high you climb. It's measured by how many people you bring with you. Your character isn't revealed in your victories. It's revealed in how you treat people who can't do anything for you. Your legacy isn't what you achieve. It's what you inspire others to achieve. Shaquille O'Neal didn't become legendary just because he was 7'1" and could dunk a basketball. He became legendary because he chose to use his platform to lift others up. Marcus Williams didn't become a success story because he was naturally gifted. He became a success story because he was willing to learn from his mistakes and grow from his failures. The difference between them and everyone else isn't talent, luck, or circumstances. It's the choices they make when no one is watching. So I'm going to ask you the same question Shaq asked Marcus. Are you going to let this moment pass by, or are you going to let it change you? Are you going to keep judging people based on appearances, or are you going to start seeing their potential? Are you going to keep thinking you're better than others, or are you going to start thinking about how you can help others be better? Because I promise you this. If you start treating every person like they might be the owner of the restaurant, if you start showing grace instead of judgment, if you start lifting others up instead of putting them down, your life will change in ways you can't even imagine. Not because the universe will reward you, not because karma will pay you back, but because you'll become the kind of person who creates opportunities instead of missing them. You'll become the kind of person who inspires respect instead of demanding it. You'll become the kind of person who leaves every interaction better than you found it. And that, my friend, is the true secret to lasting success. It's not about being the biggest, the strongest, or the most talented. It's about being the kind of person who makes others feel bigger, stronger, and more talented. That's what Shaq did for Marcus that night in Miami. That's what you can do for someone today. The question is, will you? Your character is waiting for your answer. Make the choice that your future self will thank you for. Start now. Stop what you're doing. What I'm about to tell you happened 3 weeks ago in Miami, and it's already changing how successful people think about respect, humility, and the power of staying humble. A waiter at an upscale restaurant looked at a 7'1" giant who just walked in and said, "Sir, I'm sorry, but we don't serve your kind here. Maybe try the McDonald's down the street." The man smiled, pulled out his phone, made one call, and said, "Actually, I think there's been a mistake. I own this restaurant." The waiter's face went white. He had just insulted Shaquille O'Neal, the man who secretly bought the restaurant 6 months earlier. But here's the twist that'll blow your mind. Instead of firing the waiter, Shaq did something that reveals the true secret to lasting success. And what happened next will either inspire you to completely change how you treat people, or you'll dismiss it and wonder why opportunities keep passing you by. This isn't just about a basketball legend. This is about a mindset that separates truly successful people from everyone else. And in the next 15 minutes, you'll discover why the world's most powerful people follow one unbreakable rule that 99% of people ignore completely. Let me paint you the full picture of what happened that night at Oceana Restaurant in South Beach, Miami, March 18th, 2024. It's 8:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. The restaurant is packed with celebrities, business moguls, and Miami's elite. Then this massive figure walks through the front door. 7'1", 325 pounds, wearing a simple gray hoodie and jeans. No entourage, no bodyguards. Just a gentle giant looking for a quiet dinner. The hostess recognizes him immediately and starts to lead him to the VIP section. But that's when Marcus Williams, a 23-year-old waiter who'd been working there for just 3 weeks, steps in. Marcus looks at this giant of a man and makes a judgment call that would change his life forever. "Excuse me, sir," Marcus says, blocking Shaq's path. "I don't think you belong here. This is a high-end establishment. Maybe you'd be more comfortable at the McDonald's down the street." The entire restaurant goes silent. Customers stop eating. Servers stop moving. Even the kitchen staff peek through the server's window. Shaq looks at Marcus with those famous eyes and does something unexpected. He smiles. "Young man," Shaq says calmly, "I think there might be some confusion here." But Marcus isn't backing down. In fact, he's getting more aggressive. "Look, I don't know what kind of scam you're running, but you can't just walk in here dressed like that and expect to eat with these people. Security." Now here's where the story gets really interesting, because what Marcus didn't know was that Shaquille O'Neal had quietly purchased Oceana Restaurant 6 months earlier, not as an investment, not for publicity, but because he loved the food and wanted to create jobs in the community. Shaq had specifically asked the management to keep his ownership quiet. He wanted to eat there as a regular customer, not be treated like a celebrity. He wanted to see how his employees really acted when they thought no one important was watching. And Marcus had just given him the perfect test. As security approaches, Shaq pulls out his phone and makes one call. "Hey, it's Shaq. I'm at Oceana right now, and I think we need to have a conversation with the staff about customer service." 60 seconds later, the general manager, Maria Santos, comes running from the back office. Her face is pale, her hands are shaking, and she's practically hyperventilating. "Mr. O'Neal," she stammers, "I am so incredibly sorry." Marcus is new. He didn't know. But Shaq raises his hand to stop her. "Maria, it's okay. Actually, this is perfect. Can you gather all the staff in the back? I think it's time they knew who really owns this place." Marcus is standing there, confused, watching his manager treat this homeless-looking giant like he's the most important person in the world. That's when it hits him. The sick feeling in his stomach. The realization that he's made the biggest mistake of his life. 5 minutes later, the entire restaurant staff is gathered in the back dining room. Servers, cooks, busboys, hostesses. Everyone looking confused and scared. Shaq stands in front of them and says, "I want to introduce myself properly. My name is Shaquille O'Neal, and 6 months ago, I bought this restaurant. I've been coming here regularly, watching how you treat customers, seeing how you work together as a team. The room is dead silent. Marcus feels like he's going to throw up. Tonight, Shaq continues, one of your co-workers showed me exactly the kind of service I never want to see in my restaurant. But before we talk about that, I want to tell you why I really bought this place. And this is where Shaq reveals something that most people don't know about truly successful people. I didn't buy this restaurant to make money. I bought it because I believe in second chances. I believe in giving people opportunities to grow. And I believe that how you treat people when you think no one important is watching reveals who you really are. Shaq looks directly at Marcus. Young man, you judged me based on how I looked. You assumed that because I was wearing casual clothes, I didn't belong in a nice restaurant. You treated me like I was beneath you. Marcus is fighting back tears. Mr. O'Neal, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I was just trying to protect the restaurant's image. I thought. That's exactly the problem, Shaq interrupts. You thought. You made assumptions. You let your prejudices override your professionalism. At this point, everyone in the room thinks Marcus is about to be fired. They're waiting for Shaq to make an example of him. But what happens next reveals the true secret to Shaq's success. Marcus, Shaq says, I'm not going to fire you, but I am going to give you a choice. You can quit right now, walk away, and pretend this never happened. Or you can stay, learn from this mistake, and become the kind of person who treats everyone with respect, regardless of how they look or what they're wearing. Marcus breaks down. Mr. O'Neal, I want to stay. I want to learn. I've never been so ashamed of myself in my life. Good, Shaq says, because I'm about to teach you something that took me 20 years to learn. Something that separates people who stay successful from people who just get lucky ones. And this is where Shaq shares a philosophy that has made him not just a basketball legend, but a business empire worth over $400 million. The moment you think you're better than someone else, you stop growing. The moment you judge people based on appearances, you miss opportunities. The moment you forget where you came from, you start your journey back down. Shaq tells the staff about his own humble beginnings. Growing up poor in Newark, New Jersey. His mother working 3 jobs to keep food on the table. Being teased for his size and his speech impediment. I could have let success change me, Shaq says. I could have started treating people badly because I had money and fame. But I learned early that how you treat people says nothing about them and everything about you. Then Shaq drops the lesson that changes everything. I judge my success not by how much money I make, but by how many people I lift up along the way. Every business I own, every investment I make, every interaction I have, I ask myself, am I making someone's life better, or am I just making mine better? Over the next hour, Shaq doesn't just lecture the staff. He works alongside them. He serves tables. He cleans dishes. He shows them that no job is beneath him. No person is unworthy of respect. And Marcus? He becomes Shaq's shadow for the rest of the night. Learning, absorbing, transforming. But here's where this story gets really powerful. 3 weeks later, Marcus has become the best waiter in the restaurant. Not because he's afraid of getting fired, but because he's learned what true leadership looks like. He treats every customer like they might be the owner. He serves every table like his career depends on it. He's gone from being the worst example of customer service to being the best example of personal growth. And last week, Shaq promoted him to assistant manager. But the real transformation isn't just in Marcus. It's in everyone who hears the story. Because Shaq's response reveals the 3 principles that separate truly successful people from everyone else. Principle 1. Respect is a choice, not a privilege. Shaq could have humiliated Marcus. He could have fired him publicly. He could have made him an example. Instead, he chose to make him a student. True power isn't about punishing people. It's about transforming them. Principle 2. Your character is revealed in crisis. How you handle someone's mistake tells the world who you really are. Shaq's character was revealed not in his success, but in his response to disrespect. He chose grace over revenge, growth over punishment. Principle 3. Lifting others is the ultimate flex. Shaq's greatest achievement that night wasn't proving he owned the restaurant. It was proving he owned his emotions. The most successful people don't tear others down. They build them up. But here's the uncomfortable truth that most people can't handle. We all have moments when we judge people based on appearances. We all have moments when we treat people differently based on what we think they can do for us. The difference between successful people and everyone else is what they do with those moments. Do you use them as opportunities to feel superior? Or do you use them as reminders to stay humble? Do you punish people for their mistakes? Or do you help them learn from their mistakes? Do you judge people based on their lowest moment? Or do you see their potential for growth?